In interstellar solitude, Jim tried old tricks, like prying film with a toothpick, all failed. After days, Aurora had to face reality and started to have deep talks with Jim, ranging from space travel to whose cowboy boots are cooler. But every time she thought about living on this spaceship, it felt like being stuck in infinite traffic torturous. Jim felt guilty and ran to find the robot Arthur, but unfortunately she could never tell Aurora the truth about the awakening. He thought Arthur would be tight-lipped like a machine, but machines can't match human tact. Aurora will find out here. Oblivious to the truth, Aurora was having fun with Jim, feeling the time slip by. They often played in Arthur's bar, and Jim's presence gave the lonely man a comrade, making past misfortunes seem trivial. At that moment, all previous misfortunes faded away, and Aurora, unaware, began to like this guy squatting in her life, happily accepting his date invitation. It wasn't until they strolled through space hand in hand in the spacesuits that she truly let go of the past and stopped complaining about fate being. Instead, she completely fell in love with the astronaut before her. But even though they shared happy times, the truth's flames couldn't be hidden. When Aurora was determined to spend her life with Jim, she accidentally learned a secret that could shatter her. A casual joke from Jim led Robot Arthur to misunderstand the situation. So, when Jim was in the bathroom looking for a ring, Arthur casually spilled the beans about the shocking truth. Jim had been excited to meet her a year ago. Subtitles: What? He took months to decide on marrying you, so what on earth is going on here? We were not supposed to get married. Caught in the act, Jim had no choice but to admit it, but that only plunged Aurora deeper into despair, even more than when she initially woke up. We're supposed to be together. I don't see that happening. Aurora, just leave me. Her emotions swung from pain to rage. Aurora was suffering unimaginable emotional turmoil, yet she didn't know that her tragic verdict inadvertently sparked hope for the other sleeping passengers. That night, furious, Aurora marched into Jim's room to unleash a cosmic beatdown on the guy who ruined her life. After an intense assault, she still didn't feel satisfied and picked up a metal rod, ready to deliver the knockout punch. When seeing Jim's surrendering gesture for forgiveness, Aurora couldn't do it. On one hand, she thought killing him innocent, but deeper, she feared a lonely life alone. To gain Aurora's forgiveness, Jim used the ship's PA system. He apologized and professed his love. Aurora, I don't want to leave you. I don't care about what you want. You don't care about what I want. You just toss my life aside. Thus, the once loving couple became mere strangers. Little did they know that Jim's pod malfunctioned due to a severe impact to the ship. And the situation was getting worse. The elevator Jim was in suddenly lost control. He barely squeezed out halfway and almost got trapped by a loud thud. Following that, Aurora's dining area went haywire. The once high-class cuisine was suddenly swamped by a flood of soybeans. As Jim and Aurora rushed, they miraculously found the captain awakened early by pod failure. Is anyone awake? Just him and me. How far back are we? 88 years. Realizing the severity, the captain took them to the control room, only to find key system data had vanished. At this point, they could only split up to check for faults, and once they reached the sleep chamber, the pro-captain immediately uncovered their secret. The subtitles reveal that Jim's pod was indeed awakened due to a malfunction, but Aurora's pod had clearly been deliberately sabotaged by Jim. During this time, I thought you were just a lucky guy who dragged Aurora into this mess. That's not lucky at all. Jim's selfish deeds were shameful, but now was not the time to assign blame. The urgent task was to find and fix the fault quickly, but Aurora was unhappy, feeling Jim had stolen her life. This is upright murder. Aurora hoped the captain could judge Jim's actions fairly, only to see the captain begin coughing violently. At first, she thought he was just having trouble waking up, so she suggested he rest first. She didn't expect the captain's symptoms to be worse than imagined, with him even coughing up blood. Meanwhile, the spaceship began to malfunction. All systems suddenly crashed at once, and the pool floated uncontrollably in mid-air, defying the laws of gravity. Aurora, who was swimming, found herself trapped in it, unable to break free. As she struggled, the spaceship lost power and the dark abyss of space seemed to reach for her. She swam desperately to breathe, just surfacing only to be slapped back down by a wave gasping for air. Just when she was wrapped in a blue water bubble that made her look like a gorgeous amber, the spaceship suddenly powered back on. The entire water bubble crashed back into the pool, and the violent impact jolted unconscious Aurora awake. She escaped disaster, but knew the crisis wasn't over. She quickly woke the still dreaming captain, and just as she expected, most systems on the ship were overloaded, and something vital was seriously wrong. If they didn't find and fix the problem quickly, the system crashes would keep piling up. Once the load reaches its peak, all 5,000 passengers would be completely doomed. Right now, not only was the ship in serious trouble, but the captain was at his limit too. He barely made it into the engineering area before collapsing. A thorough check by the medical bay revealed he had a whopping 612 ailments. Due to pod failure causing organ failure, the captain's life was on final countdown. The system only dispensed a handful of painkillers to ease his last days. Compared to Jim and Aurora's lonely aging process, perhaps the captain was the most unfortunate of. Seeing this, both of them couldn't bear to disturb the captain. After all, nobody has the courage to face death. But during the captain's brief absence, many issues arose aboard the spaceship. The hull was ablaze with dangerous red light. When they saw the captain again, he wore a smart uniform, ready to accept death.